So the next topic is men in power and taking advantage of that power in negative ways. And why are there so many, allegations coming out? I spoke about, the Diddy and Cassie situation, was just saying, why is he, getting these charges like a RICO charge, when, basically he just being charged with being a freak. I just don't get it. But that's not to say that he hasn't been, abusing his power. That's not saying that, we see across the board, whether it's these athletes, entertainers. We had, Harvey Weinstein, with a bunch of crazy cases and allegations and, things that he was found guilty of. And my question is, why do so many men in power abuse that power the way that they do? Why is it, so difficult for us men to, not have positive relationships with women? Like, why does it seem as if so many of these scenarios, fall into something being sexual? I was even just having a conversation with a homegirl the other day, and she was like, Spitty, you don't understand. For every CEO or every label that I've worked at, I've been hit on or approached, or every person has tried to smash. And it's like, not that it's unrealistic, but it was just crazy for me to hear that, because look, I'm somebody, and ain't no allegation gonna come out on me, so I could talk like this. I'm somebody who I've never tried to smash like an assistant, or, somebody who works for me, or have never abused my power in that way. I'm just not that type of person. I just don't move with that type of energy. So, I understand that, I'm different in that sense, but it's just crazy to hear it as, like how she explained it, to where I'm like, every single place that you've worked at, like every single one, like there wasn't one where it didn't happen. And she's like, nah, nigga, every single place, every single scenario, it was a situation like that. Men, we need to understand that if we had better relationships with women in terms of like working, building businesses, things like that, a lot of us could be so much further. Like, women like are hella organized, detail oriented, like have a lot of dope ideas and, all of that. And I'm not here trying to be a feminist. I'm just talking real. Like, a lot of the women that I've worked with, and a lot of reasons why I'm even as organized as I am, or even a lot of the opportunities that have been afforded to me, have been by dope women helping to put me in position for different jobs, or in the workplace, like, or me working with, different women who have just helped me to see things a lot differently. So it's just interesting how and why so many of these men are using their little head and not their big head, the way that we need to, because like, nothing ever comes positive out of these situations. One thing that I, have a hard time with understanding, and a young lady was trying to break this down to me the other day, I definitely disagree with these charges and these allegations coming out so many years after the fact. That's a huge problem of mine, because especially like we saw Bill Cosby, these women are coming out 30, 40 years later. I think Smokey Robinson just had a bunch of allegations come out and all of that. But again, I had a woman explain to me how, just mentally, like, when they're going through these things, like, it takes a while to even process it. There's a process of them trying to forget just that it happened, because it's so embarrassing and something that, can put shame to them. And then you got the aspect of when women do come out and say that something has happened, give some type of sexual allegations, there's the denial factor. There's the factor of a lot of us men and even women saying that, what they saying is a lie, or, not believing them and all of that. So all of that brings shame and just makes it difficult for them to express themselves. But again, to the men, like, I'm talking to y'all. I'm not gonna put this on the women. I'm not a woman, so and never have been, never will be, so I can never understand that side of it mentally. But for us men, man, we could do better. Like, cats just need to do better. That's just the bottom line. Every scenario with a woman doesn't have to be a sexual encounter. You know what I mean? And we can respect women without it having to be a sexual encounter. So what I'm not understanding is on the side of the men, how like I guess like it's almost like a question that I would, pose, to my partners, to not my partners, cause shit, hopefully my partners ain't do it. Hopefully like the few and the rare, cats that I'm rocking with, hopefully y'all not, being creeps. But it is, but it's a difficult topic because I've even been in scenarios where I've witnessed, I'm ashamed to say that too. I've been in scenarios where I've witnessed men of power use their power and take advantage, of women, of interns, things like that. Some scenarios I just kind of brushed off because I felt like shit, the women wanted that too. You know what I mean? Because I think there's a side of it too where some women understand that that some of these men want them or understand the sexual side of things and sort of use that also to their advantage to move up the ladder, things like that. So I don't want to only speak on this from one perspective and just say that all of the women are innocent in these situations, but at the same time I'm talking to the men, and we have to be responsible for how we move. We have to just do better. Not every encounter has to be a sexual encounter with the opposite sex. And that's just truly how I feel on that. And that's real spit. It's that simple.